Okay, ladies and gents, good afternoon, welcome one and all. Hope we're all doing well. Welcome to yet another edition of the London session, guys. Without further ado, let's get this show on the road. And as always, guys, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Looking forward to seeing what we come up with moving forward here today. Obviously, gold, big retracement yesterday, so it did continue to sell off during the MY session. We have since bounced off, obviously, basically that psychological round number, almost tapping to 4,000 flat. To me, I still think the higher time frame is intact as far as the uptrend. Even on the 4 hour here, which we will go into more detail shortly when I do the analysis, but maybe just a healthy pullback at interesting level just now gold. So we'll do the analysis, see what we can come up with moving forward here today. Obviously there is some news to come, guys, so we need to keep an eye on that. Not really it won't impact gold, to be honest. It should not impact gold, to be honest. It is CPI for the pound, but it will be interesting to see anyway what comes out of that in regards to the pound pairs, for those who do trade GJ, GU, so on and so forth. So we need to keep an eye on that, and that is in just under 10 minutes from now. Forecast is for it to be higher than the previous reading. So if that's the case, that would normally signify strength to the dollar, well, the pound in this case, to the currency. Meaning that if the CPI comes out higher than the previous, then there's less likely to be any rate cuts moving forward anytime soon. So off the back of that, we could perhaps anticipate a bit of a move to the upside off the back of the pound. But as we've seen of late, a lot of the time with the news, it will make a quick move right when the news is released, and it tends to just revert back to, especially the pound, back to just up and down sort of sideways movement upon the news candle release. And then maybe at the London Open, it would tend to give you a bit of a move in direction of perhaps the way the news was perceived. But anyway, guys, you guys know the drill. Let's get underway, guys. You guys on YouTube, you need to help me out. You need to smash that like button. It takes 2 seconds. Just hit that like button quickly for me. TikTok, if you could also, you guys, thank you, smash that screen for me. And any charts, any questions, anything you'd like me to look at, feel free to pop those into the chat and I will do so shortly. But without further ado, guys, it's time to take a look at the gold. So looking at the gold, and what we can see is the weekly. Wow, some unreal volume off the back of a couple of days here, especially yesterday's candle. So we've got a higher low, but a lower higher high, sorry, lower low, and we are obviously forming quite bearish at the minute. But again, we have bounced off yesterday. Bounced off not really with any sort of support, to be honest. I do believe it could have potentially come back down a little bit further before bouncing, but we have triggered in buyers. So we're at 4,000 level flat is where we have currently bounced off. Previous resistance here to the left as well. So current candle forming bullish, obviously continued to the downside, but since made a pretty strong reversal at the minute. I'm going to mark in a current daily candle high, see what got above that point there, and we'll make our way onto the 4 hour time frame here. So counter probabilities are to the downside. So we've got the weekly still back off the back of the previous at this stage, still bullish. Daily bearish. 4 hour, again, still an uptrend in my opinion. We've got obviously a double top here, rejecting the all-time high, briefly creating a new all-time high. We have tapped into a previous level of resistance here to the left on the 4 hour, and we are now pretty much at this area of consolidation and previous support here as well. So once again, until we close below 39.42, 43 roughly, we're still technically bullish in structure. We're about to close a bullish engulfing candle as well on the current 4 hour in just over 5 minutes time. So off the back of that, I do believe it would begin to break above the current daily candles high. That could give us a potential entry point to the upside. So will that be after the new 4 hour creates a bit of a lower wick? Maybe we can get in some buys upon the pullback as it forms support at the lowest point potentially of the new 4 hour candle. Or we could also perhaps look to get involved in buys as the 4 hour breaks the high of the current 4-hour, which is about to close bullish engulfing. So we'll mark in. So I'll mark the levels in on the M15 here, guys. Just a little bit. We're far off the resistance. Just broken, obviously, that bearish counter high. We are engulfing it in a minute. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to mark in that level there. And we can see we have rejected it. We are so far respecting it. The 15-minute structure has actually flipped back bullish. And will remain bullish at this rate until closures below this point here. So that being said, it's going to be difficult to sell it from the current level. Reason being is, even though we do have that strong previous daily candle bearish, we are just, there was a choppy move to the upside. So just really consolidating to the upside here. We do have support just below the current level. So for me, what I'm going to be looking for is pretty much this range. See how we react to it. So if we, first of all, the buy options, guys, if we make a pretty clear move back down towards that 41.05, 41.10 sort of region, and I'd be looking to see how price reacts to that zone of support, or a potential option to take a buy back up towards yet again the current daily candle high. And that could be upon the formation of the new 4-hour candle creating its lower wick, forming a support at the previous level of support, and that could be us looking for some potential buy options off the back of that. Now, further buy options, guys, what I do really like is the fact that we have now obviously triggered in some sellers at a level of resistance here to the left. So if price was to now wipe those sellers out, begin to pop above, close above, pull back to retest, tap into that 41, 47 region, and I do believe that will provide us some potential entry points to the upside as well. So that's the upside potential buy positions that we could look to get involved upon. Now let's focus on potential sell options, guys. So as I mentioned, this whole area, due to this area consolidation, to me it's a little bit tricky to trade because we could pull up at any point within it. So I'm going to avoid the current level, guys. And what I'm going to be looking for is quite simple. Price was to pop back down to that 41.10, 41.05 sort of region. If it comes from the current high, I'd like to see it similar to the upside, but vice versa, trigger in some buyers, wipe those buyers out, confirm a structure flip in the 15-minute time frame, and then look for a potential sell back down to 4,085, that sort of region. So me, sells below 41.037 to be exact would be a potential option moving forward here on the gold. So that is my game plan, guys. Hopefully that made sense. And that is currently what we'll be waiting on. Something going on with TikTok again today. It's got a strange message, but anyway, Edward, thank you for the stickers, by the way. Why am I being restricted on TikTok? Anyway, how it goes. Yeah, so that's the plan, guys, on the gold. Not sure, you guys let me know. Do you want me to keep the arrows in there? Would you like me to keep these arrows in there so you guys sort of get a bit of a picture of what I'm looking at? Or does it clog it up a bit? I'm not sure, to be honest. You can keep it in there. Obviously, we got pound news in a minute from now. So how about we quickly look at GU, guys, just to see what is going on. It's just consolidating. It looks like an absolute shit fight, to be honest. But nonetheless, let's quickly look at, so weekly, similar to gold, forming back quite a strong bearish candle. Previous weekly was a strong bullish candle. Stupid little dog, drives me nuts. Sister's dog is the biggest pain in the ass. Barks at any little noise. Daily, previous daily closed strong bearish, current daily pulling back, inside bar candle. It's marking the previous daily candle's low. It looks clean to the left if it begins to break that level. So we got daily bearish, weekly again. Look, come close to NY session, I'll be referring to the current weekly. So you could almost argue it's already, in that case, it's bearish. 4-hour structure is technically still bullish here, guys. It's not flipped any structure. They won't flip it until back below 132.50 roughly. Just gonna mark in this is the most recent resistance. Is a really shallow, narrow 4-hour range at the minute. And we have news, so it's news time, guys, for the pound. let's quickly just finish with the analysis. M30 is just chopping about. And look at that drop instantly. Wow. First time I've seen actual news on the pound have that sort of impact for a long time. Maybe it came out worse than predicted. Less, yes it did. It came out less than forecast. So same as previous. So therefore, potentially bad thing for the strength of the pound. So what I'd be looking at though personally guys is the fact that 4 hours still bullish. And we are approaching support. If it were me on GU, I would be looking for some sort of confirmation from the current level to buy it. It's a strong level of support. Yeah, so that's what I'd be looking at for the time being. But obviously, news just being released, shitting the bed. I need to wait for things to see how they react moving forward. Aside from that, pullback sells to the 4-hour resistance would also make sense, and that's pretty much what I'd be doing at the minute, just playing that range whilst we are within it. And anything else, wait and see. So definitely wouldn't be chasing the sells below support at 133.350. I'd want to see it trigger in buyers prior to selling off again. Anyway, team, how are we? Zach, g'day to you, mate. Nicely done. So I just saw your message. Sorry, in the community chat of the Discord. Nice work, mate. Franco, morning to you. Prior, welcome to you again. Hope you're well. Carl, good morning to you, mate. Rastafari, hope all is well, brother. Aaron, legend. Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Just a shit wintry kind of day here in Melbourne, even though it's not winter. Sebastian, good afternoon to you. Good morning to you, probably where you are. And TikTok. Yeah, I'm being banned, shadow banned for some reason today. I've been restricted on a message, so I don't expect many on the stream. But you guys could help me out by smashing that little screen for me, and you can also help me out by sharing the stream. So it's TikTok, it's strange. I have no idea. Some days you're all good to go, some days you're restricted. Simone, good afternoon to you. Kua, looking for, at this rate, I'm not interested in trading this current area unless it's a buy from support, unless it makes a clean move down. Brandon, all good, mate. Hope you're well. Gold is moving. Yep, has been. J Drex, I believe it's going to do a Fibonacci retracement, then continue down. Yeah, fair enough. I don't use the fib in that way. I use the fib to gauge strength against a candle for a potential entry. Yeah, I've shown a few examples of how I use the fib over the past day or two. Edward, once again, thank you for the stickers. I think today gold price drop again. Potentially. I mean, it's got a bit of work to get above that 41.50 sort of region. That's where I'd want it to be above, basically. Price is that no wick candle bad? On the 4 hour? No, not that it's closed. Not in my opinion. I think it's fine, to be honest. What this candle next to it suggests to me is leaving that long liquidity wick to the downside suggests it's done exactly that, grab liquidity from the downside. And a lot of the time what is to follow is a candle that will create just either a small lower wick and then break above, continue bullish, or no lower wick and just rips to the upside. So to me, it's not, you know, unfamiliar. I don't think it was necessary. So it would not put me off looking for any buy opportunity. Dear Snavek, welcome to you. Hope you are doing well. IG at Madam Stace, just keep it. Okay. Yaros. Cheese Mobile, good day to you. Potentially, but not in a minute. To estimate currently sell hopefully 4114. Nice one, mate. I hope for you that it, you know, does the part and makes the move down, and then eventually we get a chance to take a buy. Ethan can explain why the highlight area support. So basically, I mean, you could have it even here, but I mean, there's no interest in this level because I'm not trying to sell it below. I'm not trying to buy it from it. There's no margin. So basically just areas of accumulation. And what I do is I look for what the lowest point of any bullish candle is, and I attach that zone to the closest closure of any bullish candle, which happens to be the same candle here. That is often the case. The upside, it is the highest point of any bearish candle at this level, and I again attach it to the closest body, which again in this case happens to be the same candle. It's not always the same candle though. Now, why I have these levels marked in, because often what you're going to see is streamers will just have this, just a horizontal, and they'll say if it breaks that point, we're buying it. Some will be a little bit more cautious and will say it has to close above that point, we're buying it. For me, I want it above this whole level, because the amount of times I see price tap in and reject, it is unbelievable, the strength of these levels. I mean, I drew up a chart on Bitcoin a couple of days back. It's since broken through. This was from Monday when a few people were calling for it to continue to bullish and well past this level. But I was saying I'd be looking for sells, and it did sell off. So again, the amount of times price respects these levels is phenomenal. So that is why I have those levels marked in like so. Even to the downside here, we can see literally that candle ripped to the downside, tapped into this zone only to bounce up. So usually you're going to see multiple touches of that area. That tends to confirm that's a zone of support. So that's why I have those zones in. Again, it's all subjective. Some won't have zones at all, some will, some have them very differently to me. But this is what works for me, so that's why I draw them in like so. Cheese Mobile, tried longing yesterday, got cooked. No trades for me yet again this week. Not fast at all, guys. I don't want to be dictated by charts. Had a session with the team yesterday. There was only 2 members joined. It was a bit disappointing. So I just basically ran a sim session for myself, to be honest. I got about 6-7 trades out of it. And yeah, so far after 2 weeks, it's in, so 5% profit. But it's, again, it's just testing a certain strategy just to determine whether or not I can use it as an edge to my trading. Once again, Forex Tester Online is the best simulating software for that, and if anyone is interested, I do have a special promo code for you guys and special link that you can join through. But you guys need to contact me. I don't contact any of you. Don't initiate any contact. Bryce just joined back. Did you say you wouldn't worry about that? No wick. No. On the 4 hour, not concerned. Cheese Mobile, you're already in longs. All right. Ashi, buy here. Not for me, no. VP at 42.79. All right, you got a very wide target, but I suppose you got a plan behind it, so nice one. Ethan, all good? Hugo FX, what's your USD looking like today? Shit, looks horrible. Just consolidating. Does look better below the support though. All right, weekly. So again, similar to GU, you can almost now refer to it as bearish, forming quite strong bearish. It is an inside bar candle. Previous daily closed strong bearish. Off the back of that, potential for it to come down to 115.70. Current candle's creating up a wick. It's formed support at its low. Likely going to be an option to sell below that point there. 4 hour, that is obviously 4 hour support, so that level does remain. It is, like GU, still bullish in structure though, but the 30-minute however is bearish. So for me, I would be in favor of the sells at this rate. To the upside, it's shit house. It is just an absolute mess, to be honest. I'm not even sure what level to mark in, because to me this is all one level of rejection. We've got all these wicks to reject at any point within it, so I would not be trading into it. I would be looking for rejection of it though if it did pop back up. So for me on EU, the cleanest option at this rate is sells below the current daily candles low, below the support formed at that level. It's actually the previous daily low, but the current daily is just a bit above it. So if prices begin to pop below that point, would like to trigger in some buyers, seeing what come from the Asian session highs and the daily high. Trigger in some buyers, bounce off, reject, trap those buyers, and look for sells below 115, pretty much 116 flat, 115.977 to be exact. Got some clean traffic to the left, and that's pretty much it. I mean, off the back of the level it's at, the 4 hour level, and this is one thing I always say to my team, irrespective of bias and structure, it's a little bit different on gold, because gold just rips, it just rips through everything, and I would preference trading with the bias and the trend. But when it comes to the currency pairs, irrespective of the bias and structure, always ask yourself, where are you on the chart? And what I mean by that is, are we at a strong level of support or resistance on the higher time frames, the 4 hour, the daily, so on and so forth? And if so, don't worry so much about the structure. Just look for your potential opportunity to, obviously, to look for the buy from the support or sell from resistance. So if price was to, for instance, come back down, I'd love for it to tap into this level, the 116 flat, psychological round number as well, and provide a price action signal for an option to buy it. The cleaner the move to the downside, the more probable the move to the upside. So that is what I'd be looking for on EU. IG Madam Stace, I'm planning sell for gold scalp. Okay, training cycle, how much you make of a day from your work. Zach Fishy, that call you yesterday was great, with gold dipping, fake, then dropping again. It's great, man. Wish I just held it more, but wasn't sure with the next play, so played it safe. And profit, so well done to you, mate. Well done for executing. I mean, the analysis is quite easy, to be honest. The toughest part is executing upon your plan if it does present, and knowing the right time to execute on the trade, and not being greedy, so on and so forth, not getting, you know, the dreaded FOMO. My team, sorry guys, haven't even set a Zoom call yet. Let me set that up. New features on the Zoom, interesting. All right, now I can draw. Look out, guys. All right, link sent members. Just quickly, some nice charts here from one of the members, Jamie. Pretty much the same idea on gold. Exact same, basically. It's nice work, and that was sent in before I even set my chart. So nice one, mate. DJ. Yeah, that looks pretty clean as well. I've not even looked at GJ, have I? That was a chart anyway I sent into the members group. Yeah, I'll be looking for a similar GU. I'd be looking for buys from the current support. Nice clean move down. Just need to wait some sort of price action catalyst. Personally, I don't trade GJ anymore. That zone, you can keep it a bit deeper. Actually, I'll use that. All right, let's look at a few things here. Interruption entry would have worked. Difficult at resistance. Another one here would have worked earlier today. Just have almost been stopped out, but would have worked. Wow, this one would have been good. So the IC entry, a famous in this stream, would have worked wonders today on 3 occasions. Would have had 3 wins just off that particular entry. I was on the charts for any of them basically, so all good. Nonetheless, good to see it working. Neo, g'day to you. This event with my break even, well, at least you didn't lose, so peace, my pal. You're targeting buy side liquidity. Fair enough. Neo, do you think XAUUSD will climb up today? Again, I don't predict, I react to what I see, so I think it needs to pop above 41, 47, 48, that sort of region, for it to 41, 47.55 to be exact, to confirm to me that's more likely to continue bullish. All good now, all good. Aaron, look at AJ, looks like it's at a decent level. Yeah, I can. Wow, it's just broken out, hasn't it? All right, so weekly. All right, so you say it now, obviously is current weekly is forming strong bullish. Daily and probabilities bullish does have potential to pop up a little bit further, about roughly 35 pips or so. 4 hour has flipped structure bullish, so it looks, yeah, so the bias looks to be to the upside here on AJ. I'll just be marking that as the most recent level. I'll also be marking this just to see if we close above it, more so on the minor time frames for now. We'll include that bullish wick for the time being, go down to 30 or 15. Haven't done the work on the 15 when it comes to the currency pairs. Does look good though, does look very good, and what I do like about it is the fact that it has triggered in sellers prior to making the move above. So now I want it to close above. You could look for, you've got it already, fantastic. So all you need is confirmation of closure above, then a little bit of lower wick. Doesn't necessarily need to pull back into the zone to retest it, because we've already done that within the catalyst candle if it in fact does close above. So for me, I believe it does look good for a potential buy on the following candle, so long as this candle, once again, this M30 closes above that zone of resistance. Aside from that, it is at a pretty good level. Let's have a look at the 15 again. Yeah, that level looks really, really nice for potential opportunity to sell it below. Seeing it is at a 4-hour resistance, I know you do have the buys to the upside, but again, it's one of those ones you gotta ask yourself where we're at. We've rejected this level multiple times, so if we did reject again, the entry point to the downside for me would be below 98.634. If price was to begin to pop below that point there, I do believe, seeing it is rejecting a 4-hour resistance, there's a high probability of it coming down at least to 98.450, and it could be enough for a little scalp in that move there. So that is what I would be looking for. Probably would avoid the buys from this support though. I don't know if you necessarily have the margin upon the pullback, But to me, it's looking good. The other thing you could look at is 15-minute. If this closed weak bearish, that is just a double confirmation. You'll have obviously the weak pause above resistance into clean traffic to the left. Next candle was the break. High probability it will continue bearish. Plus, you got the 5-minute break and retest within the catalyst candle. So all you need is the new candle to create just a small lower wick. Doesn't necessarily, like I said, need to pull back and tap in because I've already done that. And then you got a valid entry. Dean, I'm gonna see a gold dealer tomorrow for another half. That's gold. Nice one, mate. Yeah, it's a silver. Nice one. Had a look just before the stream at the latest drops from my broker. No prices yet though. Not liking that. That means they're gonna be bloody expensive. Perth Mint. Want to know what the price of the half and quarter ounce are. 10th, I don't believe in, to be honest. I mean, it's all right for accumulation, but you're playing very high premiums on the 10th of an ounce, in my opinion. I don't think it's really necessarily worth it. Platinum's a pretty good value. It's off pretty good value. Silver to me is still off fantastic value. Purchased so far 3 ounces this week, but who knows? I'll probably purchase another 3 by the end of the week. Neo, you long US wheat? Can you tell US wheat? I don't tend to look at commodities like that, to be honest. I don't even know what the ticker is for it. I have no idea. What is the ticker for US wheat? Random British pound broke again. Yep, so just wait and see. See how price reacts to that level. Lek 8881. Perth Mint didn't even give silver in stock the other day. I think you mean. Didn't even have. Yeah. Well, my bullion dealer went from having like 7 pages full of it to literally like 3. And I saw an update from them. And I was saying that it is very scarce at the minute. There were queues at my bullion dealer. And at all bullion dealers here in Melbourne. There were queues everywhere for it. So it is becoming more difficult. There's rumors of a failure to deliver from the COMEX, so demand by sovereign countries for their physical silver. I think there's a plan maybe between some of the BRICS nations here, and good luck to them, to be honest. Because if it works, I don't know if it's going to be great for the average person. I do believe failure to deliver on silver and then it will trickle over to gold will lead to a big market crash. Huge market crash. It will lead to higher prices in gold and silver and more demand of it, and there's definitely going to be less supply if that's the case. But they will come back down a bit at some point. If everything shits the bed, gold and silver will also come back down, but they will survive and they will bounce back a lot quicker once people realize they need somewhere to park their cash. If they can access it, that's another story. I want to go too deep here. I'm gonna have people running scared. Ticker is wheat. Okay, well, look at it. I don't like to look at these sort of commodities, but anyway, just gonna wait CFD. I'm assuming that's what you're looking at. So what we're saying, you're in a long. Alright, well, I think commodities in general are a pretty good play, to be honest. As far as wheat goes, I do see potential for it to come back down a little bit further before it bounces, though. You do have some support at just below 500 flat, and I think that's a psychological round number that it's not yet tapped into. There's a good chance it may do so prior to bouncing. But again, if you're asking the way I trade, then I'll do it that way. To me, current weekly is forming quite strong bearish, but it does have a high low high highs suited previous daily. Strong bearish engulfing count on previous daily looks like could come back down to that 502, potentially 506 sort of region. Also rejecting some resistance. The 4 hour as well as rejected resistance, recently created a double top, is in fact bullish in structure though, the way I see it. Oh, actually I'm marking on the M30 here. And I'm not sure what would be the best time frames to draw up a chart on such a commodity, but anyway, we'll use that 30-minute. So the 30-minute is bearish. So for me, I'd be more bearish on it, but seeing it's at support, I think buys above 512.7 look good. That's a pretty clean traffic target up to 514. And I'd be looking for rejection sells of that level as well. So rejection sells of 514 flat. Further sells below the previous daily low. Me trap to the left. Like the fact that it's form supports, bounce, trying to form more support. So price was to begin to pop below support here at 509.7. I do believe there's a good chance it could come back down towards 506 and then potentially attack that 500 flat region. So that will look something like so. Not a bad potential buy signal, sorry, what I'm looking for. Current candle, liquidity candle, would have had a higher high, sorry, a lower high, lower low, and it's since pulled back, broken a high, closing bullish engulfing. So to me, off the back of that, that's a good buy option on the following candle itself. Otherwise, buys above 512.7. Back to the goal. Let's keep an eye on it, guys. So just over 2 minutes remaining. Let's see if we can close above. Click. Sorry, my parents went to go buy one get one. What are we talking about? Cheese mobile, you can trade pretty much anything, to be honest, mate. There's a market for almost anything. Brandon, what four's double wick high mean? No idea what you're asking, what the question's about, to be honest. Yeah, all good. Ash, we go into doing any entries. We'll see. If we get the confirmation, we'll enter. If not, I could not care less. It's the way I trade. FDGHJ, whatever, you use CoinSpot. Goodbye to you. Yeah, no one can come on here promoting another service or their own account or whatever. You get blocked instantly. It's just how it is. Carl, what we should do on gold right now? Well, what I'm going to do on gold right now is wait for it to close above 4147.55, and I could have a potential entry unless this thing rips in the next 45 seconds and closes right up near that level and a new candle creates a low wick. That's what I'm waiting for. So we'll see if that presents. Moment doesn't look like it will though. Carl, have a look at silver, possible buyers pending. Yeah, if it closes bullish engulfing in 21 seconds, yes. It looks to be struggling a little bit. The pound still selling off. Aaron, all good, mate, no worries. what he does. Welcome to you. Haven't seen that name in the chat for a while. Put your gold London analysis in Discord chat. Discord chat. All right, so community group. All right, so we closed below, so there is no entry just yet. Gold on the 15 has recently created a new bullish order block. On the 5, it's created 2 bullish order blocks, which it's using as support to break through the bearish order block sitting at 41.40. Bullish engulfing the 1 or 3 minute above the bearish order block, closing above 4148. Should see confirmation move to 4260. Nice one. Nice chart, mate. Nice one, mate. And I really hope you can manage to get involved in a nice trade. Nice one. I respect that. I appreciate someone who makes the effort to send in a chart. Good work. It's a similar idea, but you're looking at the minor time frames, the lower time frame picture, which is fine. Oh. All right. What I've noticed of London, or pre-London of late into London, is once we break a level, we just tend to rip. So let's keep a bit of an eye on the 5 minute if there's something we could do off the back of the 5 minute here, guys. We've not triggered in any sellers though, so what I'd like to see is a bearish handle to follow, and then maybe on the last M5 of the new M15 could have a potential option here. But we'll keep a bit of an eye on the 5 minute time frame for the time being. You watch, the first time I try to trade the M5, I get wrecked. What's the odds? So just got to be cautious here, guys. WS London Trader, hello to you. Oh, there's links under my profile on the TikTok, on my profile TikTok page. Sid, I got the sell at 126, woke up at hit TP 40.50. Nice one. Alright, so there's a clean traffic to go up on the right in 1 hour time frame. I believe so. To the left, I think you mean. Escobar, thank you for sharing the live predictions for London. Again, wait and see. I just want to see closures above this resistance, and then got some potential options to buy it. Otherwise, buys from support. User charts looking bullish. Lower highs. Do you mean higher lows? Black, what's your trade on previous day point of interest? What's your take on previous day point of interest? What do you mean previous day point of interest? Talking about the resistance here? Like I mentioned, I want to be above it. I want to close above it. Because with whipped above, and had you had a buy stop, you'd be now in more than 20 pip draw now. Jack, what's the blue box level? 40, 57. To the downside, 4110 to 4103, roughly. That's not exact. Barman, yep. If you could, guys, please don't forget to like the stream. All right, so we're still below here on gold. Definitely need some closures above wanted, like I mentioned, the 5 minutes close above, a weak bearish 5 minute in the following candle, and then a potential entry, but that is not going to be the case in a minute. So we're likely still waiting for a 15-minute closure above. Just see if we can pick up anything on the minor time frame, the micro time frames here, the 1 minute. So the 1 minute's closed above, pull back to tap in. Just, I used to take an entry based off that what I call the delayed breakout. It is very, very risky. I've put it to bed. I've not traded it in God knows how long, to be honest. So to be honest, I would probably prefer to test it out before jumping back into that type of entry. But it is looking pretty good. Shanif, how do you stream through live studio? Did you accept the application? Did they accept? I even can't even remember how I did it to begin, to be honest. I don't remember applying for anything, to be honest. I think you just need a certain amount of followers, and they give you a test period, so you basically just can't get banned within it. I think you're good to go. You can still get banned after it though. Apparently today I've got a bit of a shadow ban. I know I've been restricted apparently. Not sure why, but yeah. Collect use fixed range following profile on previous day to get point of interest. Usually price will revisit. Fair enough. I don't use indicators. All right. The 1 minute's breaking and retesting. So, I mean, if anyone does trade off the back of the minor time frame, you'd have to be in it just now, to be honest. But what I'm going to do is wait for the 15, and if it pumps, limit order. Zone to zone limit order would be my next play. What I really love to see is this 5 closing quite strong, the following 5 closing weak bearish. And then we could have a potential entry on the next 15-minute. Price wouldn't be surprised if it's back up to previous daily high. It would not surprise me at all, in all honesty. Nothing surprises me on gold. Mentioned to one of the team members yesterday who said they'd never thought it was going to pop back down like that. Like I said, have no expectations, because gold is just a beast, and it is heavily manipulated by the big banks. Very much so in my opinion, more so silver, but gold as well. Tool and train you 42.65 is my interest from yesterday. Fair enough. Bros, good day to you. Looking for a buy. Gotta wait 6.5 minutes. Jeez, my bar, just don't think gold is going down yet. I still think it's going to be around all-time high. Yeah, I still believe. I don't think we're going to go much past below 4K on the current move. Look, eventually it could dip below it, make a deeper pullback, maybe something more substantial. I mean, if the everything bubble cracks like a lot of people are predicting, then like I said, gold and silver won't be spared, but they will recover the quickest. And when people look to park their money into something, it will be the precious metals more than likely. So yeah, it could at some point pull back, you know, your 10 to 20%, make a proper correction. I mean, it's already made quite a big move from the all-time high back down to these lows. Just measure it. That's 8.6% there. Silver would be, that's plenty. Silver will be more than that. Yeah, silver 12%, 12.7, almost 13% on silver. All right, First tick is about to be ticked off. 5 minutes going to close strong and above. So we're looking good. Now we need a weak pause on the following candle. If it's not a weak pause, it doesn't really matter. As long as we're above, there could be options. There could be a limit order option. But I do like the closure of that 5 minute. That is quite a healthy closure. Black lost my funding because of that drop. Felt sick. Have a massive payout just before. At least he made something from it. It is what it is, mate. You should have been managing or had a risk management plan. All right, so just under 4.5 minutes. So we could have a buy confirmation here on the gold. Oh man, watching on my MetaTrader and it looks like it is about to rip. Yeah, this thing's about to pop. When it's stuck at the level, highest point in a clean area traffic, highest point of the candle for a bit, it tends to just pop. Hopefully it pops, but doesn't. I mean, if it does pop, hopefully it just doesn't shoot. Hopefully it still closes at not too far above, and the limit order is still valid. Cheers, my bar. Cheers, my bar. If I had my stop loss lower, wouldn't have been an L. Would have came out drawdown, but I think second long port to be good. Black was on 2 macros. Crazy will never not trade without a stop. Yeah, it's a stupid thing to do, to be honest. Little store, why is it not going down? In an uptrend. Cheese my bar. Potentially. Have to wait 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I just hope it doesn't pop. All right, so options. I'm going to give you guys the options just now. Option 1, closure above, and around this level will be good. I want to close just above. At this rate, it has to be the next option. This option, sorry. Limit order. There you go. Told you. Told you guys. This is often what happens when it hangs around the highest point of its candle for a bit and doesn't do anything. It just pops, and it's just done that. All right, so option is limit order, the better option now. Limit order buy back at the high of that resistance. Stop loss just back below current candle. That level will probably be your target. Let's go play games again today. All right, the 1 minute would have worked. The only other option is momentum, backing the momentum, lower wick, enter as it breaks above. Lower wick will have to be a stop loss, has to be a decent lower wick. That's option 2, guys. They're your options. Limit order on my particular broker would be at 41.47 flat. Oh, this is trading me. It's 95. That's the move, guys. Yeah, and the only other option, you still have some margin, but has to make a little bit of low wick, decent low wick. and market executes breaks the high using low wick stop loss. Risky. It's very risky. I'm going to set limit order either way. And it's got no freaking upper wick. Forget it. Charts don't like me this week. Not giving me any options. I'm still going to set the limit order. I think limit order is still good because I do believe that we could, at some point, we're likely going to bounce if we do pull back in the current candle. And I do believe that level would be the resistance. So I've set the limit order 41.47. That is actually no, this level, I looked to the left. I think that level is a tad higher up. Oh, it's very different on my broker. The level is 41.50.35. We're pretty much at that level. Very close to it. That is that killer candle, or is it not? Is that the 30-minute level? Is it? It is too. All right, I'm going to set the limit order at 41.50.35, but the conditions are this thing can't flip. If this thing flips, it's no longer valid. That's at a high, actually that bullish wick. That is a 30-minute resistance. It's a 30-minute bearish candle. So that's what be off the back of price tapping back into that, and in anticipation that 30 is still going to close back above. Could be just a pullback within the candle itself. But again, if this thing flips, then it becomes invalid, and it is about to flip. This is gold this week, just not giving me any solid options. So that's now done. Sorry guys, no trade for me. But he does open by 41.40. Nice one. What's the app called? Trading View. Where is it? Stop loss. X is a. I have no idea how to pronounce your name. You just made 11k. Well done. Sainty M15 predominantly. Like FX, he made 80. Nice one. CEO got him 41.37. Like FX 25. It's too risky. Scalp and get out. What's too risky? Selling off. Not in a trade. Little store, have a feeling might go down like crazy. 1 hour just joined. Oh, hi, just joined. Sorry, not 1 hour. D1 AU, welcome. Why didn't I enter? Didn't trigger in, and it's flipped, so it's part of the rules. Have we retested the 5 minute? We've not. We've retested the 1 minute. Oh no, we've not this particular. All right, let's revert back to the 15-minute resistance, and we actually have seen that is the main time frame I do enter upon. We've done it in the 5, not in the 5, but we have on the 1 minute. There's the closure above, there's the retest. All right, so let's see how the 15-minute closes. If the 15 again closes weak bearish, way to determine whether it's weak or not. He's with TikTok. No idea why I keep getting that message. is to use the VIP. If it closes above the 0.302, it's a weak closure to me, and that suggests that we've likely just grabbed downside liquidity, and for new candle create a bit of lower wick and broke that candle's high, clean traffic to the left. That's my next option. So I need to wait for that. If it goes back up and flips and rips, there's nothing I can do. A.C.T, M15. Man, dropping gold yesterday took me by surprise. Yeah, I mean, at some point it's going to make some pullbacks. So for me, nothing surprises me, to be honest, when it comes to gold these days. But yeah, I understand. I don't think people were expecting it. I think people were so used to gold just continuing great all-time highs, which it's done how many occasions, who knows, this year. Many times. Angelina, I think you mean GU. Just had some high impact news, so alright. Looking a bit better now. So what I would love to see is the fact that we're back below that support. If this closed weak bullish in the M15 after tapping in to retest and reject that support to the left, then sell options would be valid below the bullish candle low. But I'd be waiting for this confirmation. So similar what I just drew on gold, but the opposite direction. So below the 0.382, which is literally the zone, gray zone. So if closed by that point there, closing back bullish, creating that minor support below previous support, price was to break an upper wick on the new candle and begin to break the low of that candle, you know, to believe there'd be a high probability of it continuing bearish. So it doesn't necessarily need to pull back and tap in, just a small upper wick. And that could be the entry. Clean traffic to the left. So you guys, for me, my strength is not breakout trades. It's not impulse breakout trades. So I'm very reluctant to take them. Doesn't mean they don't work, but from my experience and from my data, it's definitely not a strength of mine. It's where I used to get wrecked a fair bit, just by stopping, for instance, the high and sell stopping the low. But of late, especially this week, it's worked a lot on gold. It just, once it breaks into a clean area, it just pumps. But again, I've got to stick to what I know in my experience is more probable, and that is just waiting. Because if I was to take a pure breakout without it ticking the box in accordance to my rules, so my rules would suggest that it has to close up to 50% of this particular zone and a strong candle body. So for instance, like so, really strong candle body. I need a low wick and a new candle, and that's when it's valid. Without that, I know it's not my strength. I know, to me, from my experience, it's a low probability trade. Doesn't mean it's not going to work, and in some instances it works more than others, especially when gold is as volatile as what it's been. But you know, I'm just playing to my strengths. I'm not going to take that trade, and I'm going to wait for a signal. Brandon, thanks for sharing the live. Mr. Nordness, be aware of the 1 day order block. 42.20 will flip back down between 42.20 and 60. Bar off it, not concerned by it. Server happening, why I cannot chat? No idea. You are in the chat. Nate, you're very disciplined, like I need to learn some control. I like it. Yeah, a lot of people come to me for that. I learned the hard way. Much better for it just now. Alright guys, just over 5 minutes. I'll be back in literally a minute. I go nowhere. What happens? Lose 50 people from TikTok. All right, just under 4 minutes. If it closes like this, guys, we could have a option at London Open. Just need a lower wick, and then potential entries it closes above. So I want it to close above bearish. And then we've got a valid entry on gold. Now stop loss is an issue. It again needs to be the lower wick of London Open candle. What is the high of the current candle? 41.61.33. $21.61.55 is potential entry point. All right, just under 2.5 minutes. Uncle, good day to you, mate. Welcome. Could be just in time for the action. London Open, we're looking for potential buys if this candle closes weak bearish above. All right, so normally I want to see a retest. We've got a retest on the 1 minute. It's something better than nothing. Got closure above just here. I've got it retesting. Plus we got session open potential volume from that. But again, rules are rules. It has to close above that point there. Otherwise, it's a little bit stronger of a closure, and we could come back down to that previous level of resistance and maybe look for buys from support. Resistance turn support. Let's see, team. Just 1 minute. 1 minute remaining. Michael, 8K in a sell today. Nice one. Collect? Yeah, 1 minute. Come on, pop up a little bit higher.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Doesn't look like it's going to happen, team. We may be waiting for it to potentially come back down to the resistance and see if it does form support from that level. So yeah, no entry at session open. Again, just following my plan. Rules are rules. No FOMO. Have a look at GJ. So GJ continuing to the downside. A lot of weakness in the pound off the back of the news. Let's have a look at GU. Oh, close basically right at the level. So yeah, valid. If it breaks the low, I would really have loved to see it create a little bit more of an upper wick, but looking at it, the 30s closed below. We've had the break retest on the 5 minutes, so we don't necessarily need the upper wick when it comes to in this circumstance. It is preferable, but this is one of the only times where I don't really worry so much. I still would consider it, but that's GU. I don't trade it personally. All right, gold off the back of the M30. Let's see. We've got a valid interruption entry. Got a valid entry on the 1 hour as well. All right, there's a valid interruption entry at whatever that level is on your broker's chart. Let me check what that is on my broker's chart. Yeah, I don't want this thing to start ripping to the upside. So my broker's chart, that level is 41, 45, 42. All right, so I'm placing limit order, guys. $41, $45, $42. Based on the interruption play, stop loss has to be below the interruption candle. So it's really wide, guys. It's going to be a tiny entry. There's not much else you can do. I mean, it's valid.
It sound right, boy.
And this is the IC play. So tapping into the high of that pause candle. So lower lot sizes, wider target. The only way to get involved at the minute, guys, in my opinion. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. Or 5. That's based off the 30-minute interruption play. Let's just remove these for the time being. David Gold selling now. Well, it's currently London Open. We've had no upper wick. Ooh. In close. Oh, very close to. Oh, so close to being triggered in. Gotta be quick to get to break even. Well, okay, I'm in. So I'm in. That's my current position. It needs to rip to the downside. It's a tricky one, guys. Very tough to manage these trades, to be honest, when it comes to limit order. It breaks the low of the previous candle. I may even just cut half, to be honest, just to begin to manage the trade. Again, it's kind of a swing position. In all honesty, it's a very low position. Lot size is what I'm talking about. Oh, it's continuing to rip down though. Not looking great. All right, I've not managed just yet. All right, now. Oh, no, not just yet. I'm gonna wait. Let me have a look at the 5. Yeah, it doesn't look great. We'll see anyway. So hopefully you guys aren't going full margin, because it's reckless in gold at the moment, the way it's moving. Is it going to react to this level? All right, I'm going to cut half, closed half. Closed half is a broken zone low again. And we'll see. It's just ripping. Well, at least it could be a quick one. Misery over and done with really quickly. Where's the stop? 41, 30, 70. Wow, this is absolutely shitting the bed. What can you do? Oh, there it goes. That is unbelievable. How quick is that? There you go, done. Like I said, at least it's a quick one. At least you're out of your misery quickly on that one. Not a great trade. Not a great trade. But again, it ticked the box. So wasn't forcing it. So all you can do is trade your confirmations. And it's what it is. Gotta accept it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. First loss in a while too. First trade in a while too, to be honest. First trade since last Thursday, I think it was. Why is this not loading? Gold is just a beast at the minute. It really is. Alright, do this instead. Copy image. Alright, I'll keep that there for later. Alright, so that's gold. That is a very bad loss in the end. Not as in money wise, but I mean, that just ripped straight to stop loss. Oh well. Like I said, you can't win them all. Alright, I'm assuming some of you took it. Serious stop hunt. Who knows, mate? Who knows? But again, it's all part of training. You got to accept what comes with it. Again, you can't win every trade. So it is what it is. Total your portfolio is down 7%. Well, again, if you got conviction and in your portfolio, then don't make any rash decisions. Just chill, wait. For me, I mean, look at silver. Look how far it's down, 12%. I'm not down though, to be honest. I've been in from so much lower down. I'm still well up, but still, even if it popped back down, I just see it as a buying opportunity. I could not care less. Not phased at all by the pullback on gold and silver. I do have gold, not much of it. More so, a lot more silver. I would be happy if it dropped another 20%. In all honesty, I would love it. Cashed up recently, but still got exposure to gold stocks. Yeah, I mean, just maybe consider it as another buying opportunity if it does drop a lot more. Who knows, potentially. Top one. Should have waited. Easy to say after it. For me, I was trading off the back of the interruption play, which has worked twice today. Yes, twice today. On this particular time frame, 3 times on a 15-minute time frame. So happens to be that this time it didn't work. What can I do about it? Had it here. There's the entry. There's the confirmation. Closure above by more than 10 pips. There's your entry. Tapped in. You had it here. Strong confirmation there. Tapped in here. or actually tapped in here and look at it, would have made the move. So again, I'm just trading my plan, what works for me. That was a valid entry, and it so happens to be that I got wrecked, ripped through my stop loss, and it could bounce now. What can I do about it? Not jumping back in. There is no re-entry. So shoulda, coulda, woulda, easy to say afterwards. All I'm doing is following my plan. Top one? No, it's not. Orb strategy. Is that what you mean? Why I should have waited? It's easier for anyone. It's so easy for anyone to say you should have waited. Or Bruce, $55 gone. Yeah, I mean, look at it now. Now it's back at entry. You had to look at it before. That's support. It's just shit. It's consulting. It's really rank. It looks terrible. So see trim 25% cash. That's, I think, a pretty good idea, to be honest. Franco, important is to set stop loss and have a risk management. Having a winning rate of 80% bring you always the winning rate. Thank you, mate. Agreed. Yeah, most definitely. With gold of late, you just have to lower lot sizes because the stop losses are huge, and it just rips. It absolutely rips to the upside, downside. It happens to be on this occasion to the wrong side. So yeah. First, you're gonna put the buy limit on. Okay, fair enough. For me, there is no re-entry confirmation. There's nothing at the minute. 100%. Oh, sorry, 100 sleepy. Do I think I'll hit 4180? Possibly. Needs to pop back above 4150. That would be 4180. Would be the next target. Anna Bill Hotmail.com. Nah, there is no confirmation. Yeah? If you don't think so, then why are you here? I think I've shown time and time again win rate on my stream. So it's up to you. I don't force you to be here. It's easy for anyone to say it after you take a loss live. But you also, when you take a nice win, you have people thanking you, you have the opposite. So whatever it be, it is. I couldn't care less, because the important thing is I'm doing me. I'm praying for myself. If you don't like it, you can bugger off. No one's forcing you to be here at all. If gold is definitely an uptrend. Most certainly it's in an uptrend. It's in a massive uptrend. Top one, constructive criticism, bro. If that's in reference to, is this guy profitable, how is that constructive? How is that constructive? You tell me. You guys tell me. How is saying that someone asking someone if they're profitable or not, how is that constructive? Read your comments. I read your comments, mate. Farhan, thank you for the stickers, by the way. And again, in regards to your comments, again, that's your opinion. For me, I'm following my plan, following my rules that work for me 80% of the time. 80% of the time. So 20% of the time, it's not going to work. What can I do about it? You know, it's easy for someone to say after it, should have done this, should have done that. The markets can do whatever they want to do. So there is no real, you know, proven, solid, 100% game plan whatsoever when it comes to trading. All you got to do is follow off your data what works for you, trade your plan, trade again with conviction, trade with confidence, knowing that there is an 80% chance with my personal as far as my data I have to back up, there's an 8% chance I'm going to be on the right side of things. 20% of the time I'm not, and I need to accept that, and that's no problem. I totally accept it, but doesn't mean that my strategy for that 20% of the time is a shit one. It just means I'm not going to win, you know, 100% of the time, which no one does. So, you know, you do you, I do me. I'm happy to do what I do, and that was what I would call plan loss. It was a planned entry, it was a valid entry, and it was a loss. Will, no, I don't trade NASDAQ. So just, nah, it's all good. Sometimes I just, yeah, it's all part of it though. Nate's recently 50k funded account for 500, worth it? No idea, mate. Not if you blew it by doing something stupid, because you'd likely just do the same thing again. That's the honest truth. Sebastian, thank you for the comments, appreciate it. Gleck, all about profitability, risk management, and risk reward. Yeah, risk management is critical. Brandon, no, Lewis, what was the mark? What was that? London fake out? Who knows, mate? Who knows? Wait to see how things eventuate moving forward. No one knows at the minute. On account cost 150. It depends what prop firm, I suppose. Ash, probably not, to be honest. I don't see it setting up in the next 15 minutes or so. How's GU looking? There you go. Called that one. And again, following my rules, my plan, the data I have to back things up, particular price action signal. Did I or did I not call that? I don't trade it though. I had a signal on gold. It didn't work. GU worked. So there you go. And I think it was Petrolina. I hope you took the entry based off what I mentioned. So there you go. If that was not a winning trade, or wouldn't have been a winning trade, then it's so easy to say you should have done this, should have done that. That's the point I'm trying to prove, guys. Just follow your plan. Don't worry about what some idiot on the other side of, you know, a phone or computer screen is throwing out at you. Just follow your plan, stick to your rules, and let's encourage each other. Got luck. Welcome to you. Went in for G's after weak bullish candle break. Stop loss. Nice one, mate. Nice one. What I called before. That's why I've got this fib up there below 0.382 was the confirmation, and it closed right below it. So Dewey, anyone been watching your streams recently? I don't trade the same strat, but what I learned from you is strict discipline for trading. Extremely grateful for that. Thank you, mate. That's it. I don't expect everyone to trade the exact same way I do. It doesn't work for everyone. But again, I'm showcasing what I do, putting myself out there on the line. And yeah, I do follow my rules very, very strictly. And again, for the most part, they're going to work. But appreciate the comment. Let's update the win rate. It's going to drop it towards 78, I think. We're in 27 wins, 33 losses. Let's see what that is. $79.38. Yeah, so the pound's still selling off the back of the news. BJ currently at support. Quickly look at DAX. So let's look at NAS. Have a look at it. Someone did ask, do I trade it before? I don't trade it, but I do look at it and analyze it pretty wide for my team, for the few that do trade it. So what we see is the weekly. So we're again all-time high territory. Personally, I think again it's about to burst, but that's just my opinion. Doesn't mean it has to. And every time I think it is about to, just similar to gold, keeps pumping. I do have more conviction in gold though. That's why I trust the move on gold. I don't trust this move on NAS. But trading wise, this is what I think of it. Very strong bullish on a weekly. Let's mark in actually the high, the all-time high. Daily to reject and respect that resistance. Marking a low of that daily. Inside bar candle, current candle, if we break the low of the previous daily, good chance we could make a deep pullback. Break the high, good chance, obviously we're going to create a new all-time high, good chance we could make another impulse to the upside here. 4 hour, you see that resistance. Wow, it's a really solid level. We're just going to mark in the most recent though. That support looks clean again. Either side of it looks really clean. So that's where we're going to find more probable options in my opinion. Structurally, has it actually flipped back bullish? I don't think it has. Had to close above the high here. It's not done so. So as far as a level to get involved in itself, I think I spoke about this yesterday. Really good level. Now down to 15, and that would be bullish. Yeah, that's definitely bullish. All right, for me on NAS, I trade the range. I don't see a great deal in between, unless again, yeah, like an interruption play present. So if the next candle close bearish engulfing, not that I would trade this time of day, would be a potential option. But otherwise, I'll just wait for it to pop back down. The lower the better. 25,100 roughly for a catalyst from support. Rejection of resistance, seeing it's technically still bearish in a 4 hour, and buys above the high. Comes from lows, triggering sellers, trap the sellers, close above, retest. Good chance going to make another move to the upside. Further options would be below the support at that previous daily candle's low, similar to the upside. Let it pop back down. Trap buys, triggering buys, trap buys, close below, so on and so forth. That would be NAS. Personally, when it comes to long term, I'm not getting involved. I think if you're not involved, it's a little bit too late. I was questioning NAS at 16,000. I remember. Was wanting to get involved in an ETF, the VU, Vanguard ETF. Sorry, not the VU, that's S&P. QQQ. But I hesitated because I thought it was a little bit overvalued. And look at it now. So just goes to show the best way for long-term approach, if you have conviction in something with DCA, and that's what I've been doing with silver. Gold as well, but not as much, because obviously the value of gold is a lot more than silver. Jojo, what about gold? Tricky at the minute. Absolute. Yeah, I mean, it's pushing up, creating higher lows. So if it breaks the high again, good chance it could make another clean move up. Gold at the minute is trading, I mean, for the more impulsive traders, I think it seems to be a better option at the minute, but that's not me. What I mean by that is breakouts. So buy stops, sell stops. It's not really what I do, but anyway. All right, guys, I'm gonna get going. Nothing more for me today, that's for sure. I can't get involved in anything at the minute. It's going to be a fair wait for it to reset, so I'm going to go off and have some dinner. Once again, thank you for joining. Apologies for today's trade. Here's what it is. What I'd be looking out for is price to pull back down to support 41.10 and see if it does form support again. Potential sells below that point, and once again buys above 41.161, and I will not try to be selling it from that point. We are back in an overall uptrend in regards to structure, the way I see it, the bias, all that stuff. It is now once again pretty much bullish across the board, basically. But yeah, that's it. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. Trade safe. Till tomorrow. Bye, team.